What's good, y'all? This is going to be a very informal video. I'm going to be drinking my water throughout. I might just sit here and think for a quick second. I don't know. But one of the funny things was when I turned my camera on, like I really noticed like it's like a little overcast day. And this is usually like my favorite lighting in my room for some reason. Like it's just natural lighting. People pay for cameras and the lighting and the equipment. They have to do the camera makeup and all that type of stuff. And then it's just like, or you could just catch the sun at a good angle in the sky and bada bing bada boom, you're good. And I didn't even plan on recording. It's just everything just lined up nicely. So that's pretty cool. But what me and the homie were talking about was like how to literally become a star. This is what had this gave me this brain blast just now. You know, it's like what I was saying was just really just put your head down in whatever it is that you're passionate about, whatever it feels like your life's purpose is. They can go hand in hand, but I think they have a slight difference at somewhere down the line. But pretty much like, how can I put it? Like how I defined my purpose back in the day was something I love doing so much that I would do it every single day for free. If I could like revolve my life every single day, living the perfect life full of my purpose, what would I be doing? Right? Some of y'all are really good at something. Some of you are really good at basketball and football and maybe rapping and video games and blah, blah, blah. You're really, really good at it. You have a gift, but it's not your passion. There's days you just don't feel like doing it, right? It's like, what is your passion? Do you want to like conquer the spiritual realms? Do you want to make a breakthrough technology? Do you want to like make the 2021 version of the Mona Lisa that goes down forever, whether it be like an NFT, like digital pixel art, or it's whatever, and you just become a big name? Some people want the fame, some people just want to be accomplished. And it's like, and you can be both. There's nothing wrong with either one. It's just like, hey, I don't need the world knowing what I did. As long as I know and as long as my kids know what I did, that's all I care about. And that's just the way I've been looking at life. But for those of you that want the fame, just listen to a little hermit talk to you about it real quick. What you need to understand is just like how they say, like in Hollywood, they're a star. He's a star. He's a star. She's a star. You're that bright, shiny thing that has captured the attention of wandering eyes, right? So what you have to do is realize that there's a point where, just like at any star's trajectory, at some point it was just an asteroid or whatever moving. Maybe it was moving that fast. Maybe it picked up speed because it like got wrapped around like a gravitational loop of a planet, like up there in space. Whatever it is. At some point it picked up some speed. You have to start somewhere. You might be supremely naturally gifted at something, but you won't get your big break. You didn't get discovered and you're getting frustrated. Some people that want the fame are running around and they want the fame now. You should want the fame whenever it comes into your life. Yes, that's what you keep on working towards. Your passion life is to become famous. Cool. Live your life. That's what your soul is here to learn. That's what your soul is here to experience. So go do that. But what you need to do is every single day just bottle yourself up in your craft and just get better at it every single day. Because what you're going to be doing is you're just going to be watching one foot go in front of the other. But what's normal to you, what seems reachable to you, what seems possible to you will be amazing to onlookers that are just watching you get better at something. For example, like usually in the summertime, I'm really big into like the calisthenic rings. In wintertime, I go into like almost like a mental, it used to be seasonal depression. Now it's like a mental maintenance mode. That's where I get really in touch with my spirit. I get really in touch with my mind. So then when things warm back up, hopefully like we're having our last winters for those of you in the spiritual world, but hopefully we're having our last winters, but nevertheless, it's like when it gets to a place that's super hot, it's like, okay, with this new mindset, plus, me getting into like the physical fitness goals I typically have for each spring, summer, like the hot months, it's like that's what I do. Instead of being depressed, I just go into maintenance mode. Anyway, you know, what you need to keep on doing is put your head down and just like watch, because when I get into like the calisthenic ring stuff, I usually start with just some pull-ups. Bada bing, bada boom. And I'm just like, I stay very consistent with those. Then eventually I start to try to do like the more advanced stuff, and I be screwing up. I damn near busted my ass like 5 times trying to do some of this stuff. And people are, you okay? I'm like, I'm good. I just hurt my back, fell off of these rings. Ah, God. It's like I screw up a lot. And guess what? I do it in public because I'm not scared of it. It's like it motivates me. But I also don't see it as a failure. People might, oh man, he just busted his ass. Oh shit. I'm like, I learned how not to do that. Okay, let's make sure we don't do that again. If I feel my shoulder about to give out, maybe I should stop. If I didn't get a good grip, I shouldn't start the lift. That's where my mind is at. I don't care about the onlookers. You're just watching me get better. But what you need to do is like, you don't even need to be aware, have that level of awareness. Stay in your world and create what truly feels right for you. Like, I wish more musicians would do this. I just want to chase the sound. I want to sound like everybody else. I have to be relevant. Why do you have to be relevant? What's relevant is what somebody else already made relevant. You go set the new trajectory. The Migos, they were doing like the triplet flow, the triple. Now everyone's doing it. They made it relevant. You go make something else relevant. Go create a whole different sound or something. And you're just making your music. That's all you do. Don't care about the numbers. Don't care about the money. Are you like making yourself feel good with what you're creating out there? You might be, hold on. Let me get a little swig real quick because it's starting to happen. It's starting to happen. You might be like someone that's getting like, passed down. Let's just say from the South, and you got the pulled pork, you got Bubba's pulled pork recipe, that's been handed down from generation to generation to generation. And you make a bomb ass pulled pork sandwich. Like it just feels like you're just chewing on love when you eat the pulled pork sandwich. It's like, he's like, I'm not with the eating of pork or even meat, but to each his own. People on different journeys of your life. Enjoy it until you learn about it. Then you might want to change your mind. But anyway, that's being handed down to you. But then you become like the hippie vegan, you get all spiritually aware no more, and you don't want to serve this to people no more. It's like you can make that sandwich, but you really want to start making something like it, but healthy and meant to go in the human body. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge people out there. It's like, why not say, you know what? I know you want me to do this, but I can't do that. My purpose is over here. That's how you found your purpose as well. That you were willing to go against everyone in search of this thing. And your purpose is like, and once again, don't call something your purpose just because you're obsessed with it right now. It almost feels like an energetic pull from the universe to continue going down your path. That's another way to know that you found your purpose. Not just something that you like for right now that's very interesting, that's used as a building block for your success. Anyway, I know I'm going all over the place, but I'm having fun right now. So pretty much, keep focusing on that and getting better and better and better. The more that you improve on this thing in your own little world, everyone's looking at you like, how is he doing that? How can she be doing that? I've never seen someone do that. And you just think it's normal because the things that are hard to society are not hard for you. The only reason things are hard for you is because you believe they are hard. You just get to it your own way. That's why I struggle in corporate America. They always say, oh, this is the format. This is the typical format. This is how we do everything. My mind don't think like that. So why are you trying to force my creativity into this box when I could explain everything in this 20-page report? I could explain in one paragraph. Why do we need all of this? And that's what I always wonder. But anyway, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. This is why you follow your passion. I like motivating the world. That's the thing that I want to do. I want to make people think. I want to make people feel good. So what do? I'm always doing something a little bit different. I'm tweaking something. I'm putting more emphasis on here. I'm highlighting my humor here. I'm being vulnerable here. I'm moving the algorithms around. I'm moving and by algorithms, I'm not talking about the YouTube ones. I'm talking about the ones in my head. So, okay, move this one up, move this one down, scale this up, scale this down. And I'm always making the tweaks. And I always see the results in my world. Some people think you have to see results in millions and millions and millions of views. You don't. When people email me and they're saying the work that you're doing is changing lives, the work that you're doing, like you really, like you changed my view on the world. You did that. I can't even lie. I almost got emotional. Like that literally makes me tear up, like in the most beautiful way, because that's just one of those things like, I found my thing. I found my purpose. I was too busy looking at, what makes me happy, what makes me happy. So I was like, man, I can't find what makes me happy. So I'm just going to go make other people happy. And that's how the opposite of you sometimes in life you get the opposite of what you need. Man, screw it, I can't find it in me. Boom. Oh, I'm supposed to make other people happy. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And then that, like, once I really like got more and more in touch with that, I was like, I was looking in the wrong direction. And now I feel that pull to keep on going and keep on. It's like, now that you're here, you're late. Come on. That's what the universe is pretty much saying to me all the time. So what's yours though? Because something I added on into that is like, and it benefits people. So pretty much, what was I saying? Don't lose it. Your passion is something that you love doing so much that you do it every single day for free. The next thing though, that I think I added on a little bit later was, and it brings some type of benefit to those around you. Something like that. So for those of you that love to play music, okay, do you sit here and do you use it as an outlet? Is it just an outlet? Or is this like, wait a minute, I should release these stories? I'm not here to like make it sad, because like, some people need the motivation from all levels. But for those of you that are thinking about ending it, and you've been writing, and you've been expressing yourself, and you've been like putting like all these like vulnerable thoughts out there, you should release them to the public. You should. In a way though, what you need to understand is people may not be ready for that, and there are toxic people out here. But what you need to do is like, set it up in a way, say, hey, you're not alone, guys. I'm going through the same thing. This is what I'm thinking, because then someone that's a slight bit less depressed than you will be like, hey man, look, what you need to do is just don't focus on that. Yes, life sucks, but just don't look at that little thing. And if you take that person's advice, that will say that little millimeter of help will put you a little bit closer back to your trajectory. And then you're just going to be sitting there and you'll be like, you know what? I guess I shouldn't think about it like that, but what about this? Then you're going to meet one more person that's slightly a little bit above you. And then you're just going to keep on laddering up. It's going to be baby steps. And you're like, wait a minute. I feel like I can bring it back. I feel like I could do this again. I feel like there's more to my life. I'm still here, ain't I? Why do I keep making myself sad? I'm going to keep going up. Yo, and then what you're gonna do is like you're gonna figure, and like the reason like I just got so activated saying that was me. You know what I mean? That was me. But now one of the things I learned in like shamanism is to go back into people's darkness, walk through people's darkness with them, and so you can bring them out. That's what I'm trying to do. That's just what I feel compelled to do. So whenever I get these messages that say you're doing that, that's my purpose. So what's yours? What's yours? There's a squirrel in that branch over there. Like there's a couple of squirrels in there. Like I like watching them. Anyway, I told y'all this is gonna be random. But yeah, because bringing it back to the becoming a star thing though. If you are moving so fast because you are exceeding your own expectations, you're only beating yourself. Well, and by beating, I mean defeating your own challenges that you put in front of yourself. Can I do this? Boom, I beat that, I beat that, I beat that. It's like your challenges are going to outpace society's, right? And what you're doing now is you're picking up that speed. You're picking up that speed. And like at first you were quote, quote, a nobody. No one knew who you were. You didn't have the fame that you originally set out for. But then over time, you just kept going and going and going. You've been picking up your own speed. You've just been running with your eyes closed, like so enveloped in your purpose. You're just running, picking up speed. That now you're zooming past people like a superhero, and people are looking at you like, yo, what was that? and now you're starting to like glow a little bit, you know, kind of like a meteor, kind of like in movies, like when planes are hitting terminal velocity, crashing out of the sky, and they have like the little like the air channels or like the fire streaks and whatever. It's like that's what you're starting to do. Then you're burning red, orange, yellow, the colors of the rainbow. Boom, boom, boom. Then you hit that blue flame. Then eventually you just take off, and now you're just like that bright luminescent light up there. That's how you become a star. Focus on your thing so much. Keep on picking up that momentum, just improving and getting better and better in your own eyes, in your own world. And eventually, some people are going to flake off. You're going to do some stuff that's against the grain, but you're going to be, I have to do this. Even if it fails, I have to see what this looks like in my world, you know? And some people might not support that decision. You know, of course, like, you know, the people that don't want to see you hurt yourself, I can understand that. But I mean, but you get what I'm saying. We up here now, so I don't have to explain that. You know, it's like people are gonna flake off. Some people are gonna keep up with you, some people aren't. When you're moving at a certain speed, certain things can hold on to you. But when you start going lightning fast, it's hard to keep that grip. And people that ain't moving as fast as you is gonna fall off and by the wayside. You'll catch up to more people moving at your speed. There's many of us around here. It's just media, the way the world operates. It wants you to think that there's only a select few that can go this fast. And that's what they do. There is a select few based off of Hollywood and social media that get that level of fame because they paved the way for it. They let it happen. These are the characters on the screen. People think to have an influence, you have to have millions of subscribers, followers. You do not. If you got 100 people that would go to war with you at a snap of the finger, that's 100 people every single time you call that will show up. I mean, dang, we remember the Spartans, they were just 300. So like, what can you do? Like you, especially now with cell phones and stuff, what could you do with 100 people, loyal people like that? So why do you need millions of followers and fans and all this type of stuff that don't care about you as long as you're not making content? You know what I mean? It's like, that's what people forget. You know, and we're on the star stuff, and now I'm not going to make a separate video. My brain is going. That's one of those like crazy things that I've really observed. Like, not from my people. Y'all seem to be really cool. When I put some stuff up, you check it out whenever you feel like it. Respect. Some of y'all didn't make it to this point. For those of you that did, respect. Because I know I am random. I told y'all from the beginning, this is a very random video. Well, not random, just wherever my mind goes. But anyway, it's one of those things that since I've been watching YouTube for so long, like I think I've watched more YouTube than like I have like TV as a kid. Because it's like people get so distracted, so turned off by the algorithms, and they're like, oh, the algorithms, look at this. And then I'm like, well, yeah, you could see it as a weapon against you that's tracking you. There is some truth to that, of course. But then I said, why not learn how to use them to program yourself? Right now, let's see, my top videos right now. I was like, okay, I got some James Harden's officially retired from the NBA, like NBA clips, Rust gameplay. Like this is, I don't even play the game. I just like the videos. I got a Remedy H video, The Heart of the Mystics, how to avoid crypto taxes. You know, like this is like the recommended videos. New Rory Amal, Neville Goddard, Rashad Jamal, Earn Your Leisures up here, 24-hour crypto. This is what my screen looks like. You understand? This is what my screen looks like using the algorithms. Sure, they're tracking you and they know what you're doing. I'm saying, man, if I walk outside, they know like what I ate yesterday. Okay? Like that's just the level of this. So sometimes I say, all right, watch me be great then. If you're going to stalk me, if you're going to follow me, watch this. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do it right in front of you, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. Because I'm divinely protected. That was a crazy jump. So this squirrel just jumped. Okay, anyway. But no, it's like that's what it feels like to be divinely protected, divinely led. I don't exaggerate when I say that. You know, it's like the things that have been opening up to me in my world, where everyone's living in this world of lack and like, oh my God, we're going to have enough. Am I going to make it? I'm living my life as if I have everything I want already in my mental space. I'm living in the end. I practice what I preach. Yes, I trip along the way, but it's like I don't trip. What is it? I might trip, I don't fall, something like that. That Reason song that I've always like talked about. Reason's Sauce. Just go listen to that. If you need a nice little pump up, especially as a dude, or even like as the women, like because like the women never. It was a nice video. Let's just put it like that. But nevertheless, it's like I might screw up along the way. But then I'm just like, wait a minute, I remember what I'm doing. I remember just stay in the end. It's happened many times before. Here we go. And recently, especially with like the rise in the frequencies of the world, it's like I'm watching this like in pure awe. Like, yo, everything I've been trying to manifest is kind of just starting to appear. This is kind of wild how fast that, and I can see it all happening. I can see it. Even some stuff that I can remember, it's like stuff that I wanted back then is starting to manifest now. It's things I don't even necessarily want, but it's almost like it's all in one big combination to who I am now. That everything that I tried to manifest, like when I was 10 years old, when I was 20 years old, when I was 26 years old, or something I was trying to manifest last month, it's all coming together right now at the perfect time, in a way that I can appreciate it, in a way that it makes sense to me. All of that's coming together right now, and I can see all of it. So what I'm trying to do, the reason why I consider this is like one of my passions, is because I found a way. It might take some random detours. You might have to carve a little bit out yourself because I'm terrible at explaining something. But nevertheless, I'm like, yo, guys, check this out. Hey, you, hey, come on. Yeah, that's one. Two, I'm like, yo, this shit's crazy. I'm like, yo, I know. Like, that's what it feels like to me. It's like everyone's like, blah, 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 running. Like, they're just in the rat race or the human race. You're in the race in being human, the race to get to where you're probably your deathbed because you lived your life trying to pursue something that didn't exist in the first place. But nevertheless, it's like, everyone's running this. It's like a lot of us like spiritual content creators out here just like, hey, I got one. Hey, I got one. Yo, good job. Hey, I got like 3 up. I'm like, yo, I got a whole family. Yo, we in there. Because like everyone's starting to wake up, and there's a lot more people starting to just look our way instead of us having to be like, hey, we trying to tell you. We trying to tell you. That's just what it feels like. It just feels like we're trying to save as many people before some crazy stuff happens. And if the crazy stuff happens, maybe we could just be that seed in the back of your brain and say, wait a minute, those crazy dudes that wore the crystals, those ones that said they don't like wearing the name brand, that they don't need the Gucci belt to be cool. Yo, what was he saying? I can create my reality by thinking of what I want. Okay, well, I want that. Wait, I'm seeing it happen. Wait, what? Hold up. Hey, yo, guys, what were y'all saying? Oh, now you want to listen. All right, come on. We got a seat for you. Come on. That's what it feels like. It just feels like a big mission, like an ongoing mission. And it's like when I surround myself in this feeling, like time just goes by so fast. This whole year is over. It feels like it just started, but it also feels like it's the longest year of my life. Because I live in a world of transformation. I live in a world of transformation now. Where it's like every single day I'm less and less afraid of things. Because I believe that God and fear cannot exist in the same place. My vessel is the temple of what people call God. Therefore, it's like fear and God, they can't be fighting for room in there. So it's time for fear to get the hell up out of me. And one thing after another just keeps flaking off over and over and over. And each little thing, it's like that little flake was like 1,000,000 pounds that just made me stand up and just be like, oh, flake. Oh my God, another power up? What's up? Most of people's power, speaking of which, we are. You know, the power ups. Every year people think it's power up time, power up time. Don't get me wrong. This year I kind of believe it. I kind of believe it. I'm just saying. But one of the things is some of y'all will have these power ups and you'll never get to see them because you still have this thing called fear. How are you going to be a superpower? How are you going to be a flying person? What if your superpower is flight, but you're scared of heights? How would that work? How would that work? Whoa, I'm flying. Oh my God, I'm so high. And you tumble. How would that work? You have to eliminate fear before you can feel any sense of power as just an individual. You want superpowers? You get your power back when you eliminate fear. You want your superpowers before you even understand your power. That's wild. You know what I mean? It's like you cannot be afraid of anything. You have to be accepting of the consequences of your actions. You cannot like have anyone have leverage over you in a certain capacity. You know, it's like, oh, we're gonna upload your pictures if you shit. All right, cool. Go ahead, send them out. And because what you could do, let's just say someone tries to like blackmail you with your pictures. Okay, you get ahead of it. Either you just come out and say, hey, there's gonna be some stuff that might pop up. It is what it is. Or you can somehow like, and if it's your corporate world, can't lie, they don't mess with you. You probably gonna lose that. But if you live for like something private, you might be able to like spin it. Use your creativity to see all these, what some would take as like, you know, a shot thrown at you. You be like, oh, I needed this bullet. Thank you, sir. I can do something with that. You know, I'm like, wait, he just capitalized off of that. Oh, someone was caught cheating on blah, blah, blah. Sir, I sell this and that. I sell romantic novels. Okay, cool. I can write this into a story now. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? And of course, it's a very easy pivot. But all these things are just like, for example, right? Something that I do is like when I look around my desk, or I give myself like a mental exercise. For me, it's to create, like make a good sounding thought. You know, using random things around. So I got like this brown Expo marker and chapstick. You know, and this chapstick is coconut oil, shea butter, candela wax, and essential oils. You know, that organic stuff, right? So I'm like, okay, if I got this chapstick and I got this marker, I'm like, well, damn, this is the brown marker. This is a melanated person right here. You know, this is somebody that looks like, yeah, that look like me. And then, so we as melanated people, kind of like this marker, should be using something that's similar in shape with us. Something that makes sense. Something that makes sense to the thing that makes us black. Something that feeds my melanin. I should, you know, put organic things up there like turmeric, coconut oil, shea butter. You see what I'm saying? The same thing could be said. It's like, I can't lie. I'm gonna just like keep this one at the black part because I like talking about being black, or, you know, black, melanated, carbonated, whatever. Because, you know, in the black community, it's like, we don't know these days. I'm melanated, I'm carbonated, I'm not either. All the above, we know what it means. Okay, anyway, it's like with this one, it's like people treat us differently. But then if you cut me, I bleed. If I cut you, you bleed. So why are we treating people differently when we react the same, quote, quote? Now, if we get those December something 21st, whatever power ups, then maybe we don't cut, we don't bleed like everybody else. But that's neither here nor there. You see what I'm saying? But what you can do is kind of like how, like on YouTube, there's what's it called? Like they give chefs like a whole bunch of junk food, and they say like, yo, make this gourmet, make this work, and they use these things as completely different. They use it as completely different ways. Like instead of like saying like, oh, I'm just gonna mix some Cheetos into a bat with this and blah. No, they crush that up, they fry that to make that the breading. They do this and that, they do this and blah, 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 blah. You'd be like, oh, I would have never thought to make a sauce out of that. Whoa. And then that's what you're gonna do with that? You can do the same thing. For example, I had an interview when I was back in college, like for a summer job, and I applied to Toys R Us. Rest in peace, Toys R Us. And like, you know, one of the things that we had to do in the interview was we had to go out into the store and we had to sell, like we had to like sell a product. Like, so you go out and pick whatever toy you wanted. Some people got the GI Joe. Some people got like the 20-piece blah 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 set. I walked in with a pool noodle. Everyone got these fancy flashy toys, and I walked in with a pool noodle. People were looking at me like, what? And like the dude, the manager guy, he was like, okay, I was gonna like, go randomly. I was gonna go in order, but everyone got these toys. You got the pool noodle. Can you sell me that? And I was like, the pool noodle? I was like, yo, bet. I was like, all right, look. So let's just make this the pool noodle. All right. I was like, all right, bet. So this is a pool noodle. Okay. So why would you want this? Well, number one, you got 6-year-olds, right? 6-year-olds love to fight. So you get them 2 of these, and now there's swords in the pool. Bada bing, bada boom. But then also, it can be used as a seahorse because of its flotation device. If you just put it between the legs, it can help them float a little bit and they can kick around. Not only can be used as the seahorse, or like the little floaty horse, it can be used as security. You tie it around their waist, or you can use it for their arms and for safety so they don't drown. Everyone was looking at me like, how did this dude just sell me some styrofoam shaped like a noodle? And and once again, like I use a lot more pizzazz back in the day, but I'm just trying to be brief, but like that's where it is. There's opportunity everywhere. You just have to look at things from a different perspective. A lot of people have been trained how to think, aka by our schools. And you have to get this training. That's all it is. We want you to think like this. Only know this history. Only know this math. Only know this science. That's all you need. And clearly we all know how much of a lie that is, because we're not taught, money. We're not taught, that type of stuff. We're not taught finances, taxes. We're not taught that the IRS is a little bit sketchier than people think, and a lot of money should not be going there in the first place. But I digress. It's like that. It's kind of funny when you learn about this type of stuff and you just look at things from a different perspective. It's kind of like those, like when you walk through museums and they give you those what you call it, like optical illusions, right? 1 second. They show you a bunch of optical illusions, but then the image is so clear when you just take a step to the side of it, and you're like, how does, just because I move my head a few inches to the left or to the right, the image is completely distorted. That's what school is. That's what society is. That's what mainstream media is. And when you continue to think the way that they want you to think like that, you're never going to see the truth, because you're only seeing the truth that they keep giving you. Sometimes, I just walk around and it's like I want to disconnect, but this is kind of my equivalent. This is like my modern day equivalent of me, going into the darkness. I'm going onto the internet to save people and say, hey, look, there's a world out there. Don't put on the VR headsets, the meta world, the metaverse. And say there's too many anime that got like situations where your brain gets trapped in the video game. If you die in the video game, you die in real life type stuff. No, thank you. I'm not doing no VR. It's like, I don't care what the future holds. It's like, oh, we're going to have a headset. If you just put on this headset, please. No, you got cameras. Put me on camera. It's not that hard. I'm not putting that thing on my face. It's like, nope, because people gonna get lost in that thing. Like, I think there was like a meme, like a meme or a picture, or whatever. Like, dude sitting in like pretty much like a trap house, like the trap house mattress. Holes in the wall, graffiti, blah blah blah. Some tweaker in the corner, but they got that headset on, and they just like living in their own little world, curled up in a ball, because now their consciousness is in the video game. To each their own, man. It's like, I'm not here to tell you which way to go. But I'd like to be in complete control of myself and not get downloaded, or technically the way I think a lot of things are going on is you're getting uploaded into a video game. I'm not with that. So we might already be in one as is. So, let's not get wrapped up into that. It's like, let's not be a mini game in the big game, Like, I know this is just a game. And I know there's a lot more up there. With this, I feel like Earth, I feel like my existence on this planet is the mini game. I'm just like, okay, I'm doing what I'm doing. But the second I see that hole in the sky and I remember who I am, I can just, it's a wrap. I'm like, hey, it was cool. I'll keep zipping and zapping back on down to say what's up. But like, nah, bro. It's like, I remember where I'm from. That planet's a little bit better. I do believe, like, it's like that's why I always felt like the sense of not belonging in a way. I'm like I feel y'all are familiar, but like I don't know. Something just don't feel right about being here all the time. I feel like I'm supposed to do something here, but I know I ain't from here. I might have been here a few times. I might be trapped. You know, that's what it is. So I can't wait though. Random pivot. Like if y'all been watching the Rashad Jamal, Remedy H's, all that type of stuff, and everyone comes back and everybody's DNA comes back online, and like I'm just sitting there, I'm like, yo, like, what if you just find out like you one of like the most OP like gods, you like one of the most OP like whatever route you wake up in. Oh, I'm the most powerful dragon. Oh dang, yo, I'm the son of like the most powerful elf ever, or whatever. I'm using these words very vaguely. I don't know too much about what I don't know, and I don't pretend to know everything. But I'm just talking. It's like, what if you just find us? Oh snap! I could do what? Wait, this is a galaxy in my hand? Like an entire one? Yeah, just pew, 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 pew. I just flicked out like 10 galaxies. What's going? Like, that would just be mad fun. I don't know. It's like, I'm at this point now, like, with this whole shift that's happening, one of my biggest things that I'm thinking about is what's gonna happen? Like, is it going to be this thing that literally everyone beneath a certain vibratory state falls off, like disappears, whatever? Or is it like this split in the universes, whereas your world will stay exactly the same in your projection of it, but everything seems to start to work out for you? You will still see people that are still struggling. You'll still see people that still have going through hardship. But in your world, there's nothing but success and abundance and confidence and blah, 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 whatever it is. It's like, I feel like it's something like that. But like, once again, everyone is just an out picture of you. So there is no one struggling. There is no hardship. This is just the world that's making you experience this emotional state of success, of abundance, of carefreeness, of whatever it is that you're going for. And it's like, whenever you start to understand like these mental magical laws, like these laws of the universe or whatever, then you can be like, okay, cool. Now I want to experience something different. Then your whole world begins to change again and again and again. Because that's kind of like where I feel like I'm at. Whenever I want to see something different, the necessary changes happen to get me there, however I need to go, by bing, by boom. And it's like, oh, snap, I'm there now. Okay, what about this? It's all in the mind anyway. Like there could be hellfire arrows falling from the sky, and I'm just going to catch one, but oh, souvenir. It's a flame arrow 2021, 2022. Boop, there we go. That was a crazy day. Everyone else is like going crazy and scared, and you just sitting there like, once again, it's like that divine protection, that divine leadership. It's like, I don't know. I feel like everyone's wrong and I feel like everyone's right. Who's to say? It's like I love hearing like the experts on the field talk about stuff. Like, the Bobby Hemmett's, the Dr. Phil Valentine's, Dr. Delbert Blair's, for me personally, Walter Lanyon, Dr. Murphy, Neville Goddard, all these people. I love hearing how everyone thinks and everyone says something completely different. There might be some overlap. There might be some things happening, but then there's always like, okay, what if, no matter how mastery level they were, there's something that they missed. There's something that they didn't know or they weren't aware of, even with all of their expertise and journey and all this type of stuff. And me as a new person coming in, it's like, hey guys, what about this? Wow, no one talked about that? Wow. I think it's all possible. I believe that all creation, we were born in this time because time doesn't exist. So we just dropped ourselves in this moment just to observe it. But who's to say that like someone else's doomsday is like someone like every day is like the Armageddon doomsday, whatever. Some people think it's going to be a nuclear fallout. Some people think it's going to be starvation. Some people think it's going to be zombies. But what if you just completely change which dimension you're in and just be like, boop, okay, I'm in this one. It's like, yeah, I didn't like the zombies and stuff. Nah, I see those Resident Evil zombies, they a problem. You know, the Walking Dead ones, when they stupid and slow and predictable, like, you know when the jump scare, hey, yo, I'm not going to go around that corner because if I do, there's going to be a jump scare zombie. All right, y'all ready for that? We're going to yeah, there he is. They're stupid. I like those. Okay, but Resident Evil, World War Z, when they get faster and stronger, they can make the freaking, nah, fam, nah. We're going to go back over here. I like this version. I like this version better. What if that's possible? Because a lot of us that know about these things, we're talking about the merging of the densities, if you will, third, fourth, fifth dimension. Some people saying 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. I don't know. I'm just saying that there's something different happening, and a lot more things are coming. Like so being a truth seeker, my vibration brings in the truth. So whenever I see certain videos, I know I'm on the right track. At the very least, I mean, it may not be the final answer, but I know I'm on the right track. I said, okay, pay attention to this. Some of y'all need to establish a natural filter that I call life. I call being a hermit. I don't indulge. I don't ingest in everything that people watch and this and that. So I still think for myself. But I'm also tuning my frequency that everything that I need comes to me. So I'm like, okay, that's important for me to know. That's important for me to know. That's important for me to see. That's important for me to understand. Even if it's something vulgar, if it's something whatever, it's like I needed to see that at this point in my life. It's like, okay, I see now. You know, I love using life as an experiment. It's like I've always been a scientist, but not in the way that Earth, not in the way that society wants you to be. This is going to be a separate video, but like, you know, a scientist to me is someone that's always experimenting. And that's why I've been having so much fun recently with my fasting and my crazy diet, you know, eating whatever I want to observe the way my body felt. You know, it's really fun to experiment. When you don't fear death, when death isn't even an option, you know you're going to be good, so you can put yourself through whatever. It's just like, you know, what is your mind able to take? And even though I'm learning, I'm also disciplining myself. And sometimes I'm just using like a trial run to make sure that I can get started. Because if I can get started, I'll be good. So like fasting, I know I can fast like for the full 40 days. If society goes to hell right now, the matrix crumbles, the sun heats up the earth to 8 billion degrees, and I'm just sitting out there, but well, at least I know I don't need food. It's like, you know, it's like I've already got that level of mental preparation ready. You know, it's like that's what I spend my days doing, preparing for any and all variables. I live so many situations and scenarios in my mind. You know, that's why like a lot of people like, let me see if I can find them while I'm talking. But there's like a guy who skits like just always, you know, pop up, you know, like especially if you black, there's always some people that pop up, you know, but man, what's his name? I'm kind of mad that I can't find him. He's always on my screen until I'm actually looking for him. Y'all know how that works. But nevertheless, like people like him pop up. I know there's like Desi Banks. Like I love him. Like I love to see how much he's grown from just skits to, you know, actual big deals and things like that. I'm like, yo, good stuff. I like seeing people win. Why do people get mad when you see someone else win? That's that lack. And if we tell you that you're lacking, you get mad. And you see how you're in this loop. Because you're lacking, you're mad at somebody else's success. Someone tells you to stop lacking, you're mad at them. Everyone's the problem but the person with the lack. Crazy. Crazy. All you have to do is just be happy for them, because that same happiness that you show for someone else will be reflected back to you, because you are emitting the signal of happiness of someone's success. With that energy coming from you, it gets redirected back to you. That's why if you were just a hating dude, you were a hating dude, you're a hating chick, because you're sitting here watching people win around you. But look at that key word. You're watching people win around you. You're watching them. You're watching them win instead of doing the winning. Winners hang out with winners. Rich people hang out with rich people. Sorry, poor people. I know that the elites are the ones fucking up the world. I get it. I understand. But with you out here saying, eat the rich should, I'm like, okay, yes, money isn't even real in the first place, but since it's here, let me go ahead and cop me a little bit of a piece of the pie real quick. You can do the same too. You're just sitting here bitching and complaining. This is the way society goes. If you want to stay down with the society, then use all of your energy to bring it down. In the meantime, I'm working with the resources I've got. And I'd rather hate the money system and have a lot of it than hate the money system and have none of it and be mad at everyone that does have it. Go get your own. In the meantime, go release yourself from the attachment to the need for money so it comes to you even easier. You know, a lot of these artists are like, I'm the starving artist. Oh, money is disgusting. I didn't touch it. But may I please borrow $15 for a mocha cappuccino? Because, like, what are you doing? Like, you see what I'm saying? It's like, oh, so you don't want it, but you're just scared to put a price on your art. Like, yes, some art is priceless. Some things as an artist you just made for yourself because it feels good to create. I understand that. But there's a certain point where it's like, okay, where's your adaptability? Do you truly not love money? Do you like truly not want the money? Then cool, that's fine. There's people that don't need money and they have everything that they want in the world. But there's some things where it's like there's some other ends of the spectrum where it's like, okay, but I'm going to use this to prove it. I have used money, this tool to keep our brains occupied. I have used this tool to find myself spiritually. That's why I say, people say money is death, money is the root of all evil. Is it? It did a hell of a lot of good for me. It showed me that, like, wait a minute, I can attract whatever I want in my life, not just this little money thing. Okay, whatever. I can do this and that, but I also have a lot of that money thing over there. You know, it's like these are the things that I create in my world and I see them manifesting all the time. It's like they start off as trickles. What people don't understand is how life is talking to you. Life is showing you. For those of you that are trying to manifest wealth, and I'm telling you, this is why I like to make these random videos where I just go. You know, life is talking to you because I see things coming from a mile away. I'm always trying to manifest wealth. Everyone that gets into manifestation is trying to figure out how to get rich or how to become or how to get love. That's pretty much what people are trying to do when you first get into this. That's really how it starts. Let's just be real. But one of the things I noticed is, like, over time, like at first it seems like nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. You feel like you have to help the world. You know, I put like $1 like on my fridge so I always see money. I'm trying to help the manifestation come in. I guess in a way you're not helping the universe. You're not helping the manifestation. You're helping your mind be ready for it. That's the way I like to look at it. When your mind is ready for it, then you can now see the signs if you feel the need to step in, if that makes any sense for manifestation purposes. But anyway, it's like when you are, where was I going? Where was I going? Oh yeah, so at first I didn't see anything. I was like, okay, whatever. I'll just keep on the affirmations. I'll just keep on the energy. I'll keep on blah, 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 blah. But then I started to notice that I'm seeing a lot more coins on the ground, seeing a lot more pennies, a lot more nickels, a couple quarters here and there, a couple nickels, a couple pennies, a couple nickels, couple, whatever. Holy snap, I found $1 on the ground. That's crazy. And mind you, this isn't every single day. This might be once every, the coins more often than like the dollar on the ground, of course. But then, like, you start looking around and then you start to see like how your taste is already starting to change. And by taste, I mean like you're tasting quality of clothing or the quality of the stuff that you put in your body for the food that you eat. How much money you start to spend on food, not for junk food, but you spend money on yourself for quality organic food. Or you go invest in some farmland. It's like, whatever, your mind starts to change, but even before the money's even in your world. Because then you're just like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Then you start to see like how the politics are different. You're like, yo, this taxation thing, wait, hold up. You said the rich people, because they make more, they should pay more. Well, they do. If everything was across the board, 15%, then they would technically be already paying more. And this is just generic numbers. I know nothing about politics, nothing about tax stuff like at that level. It's just like, I'm just talking here. I'm like, if everything was cut, we are like, and I say we. You see how easily that came out of my mouth? I said we are paying that already. Like, we are doing that already. Like, hold up. Like, that don't make no sense because your broke ass doesn't want to actually work. I have to pay more taxes. because you didn't make the decision to go work for yourself, because you didn't make the decision to go, like, educate yourself on new opportunities, because you chose to work at fast food chain, a restaurant, because you chose that life and you're not making ends meet. You're struggling to make ends meet. You chose the limitation. You chose that. I'm supposed to pay an arm and a leg more in my taxes that I went out and earned by making different decisions? That don't make sense to me. That don't make sense to me. Now that might sound really rude, and let's not get it messed up. Because yes, I'm one for the luxury. I'm bougie and I'm thrifty at the same time. Let's not get it messed up. I see people wearing these big old gaudy gold chains and diamonds. More power to you if that's what brings you happiness. But I'd rather be happy knowing I got a $2,000 rock, a crystal that emits an energy throughout my home. It's like, and I don't have one of those before y'all, as I would never snitch on myself like that. But nevertheless, I really don't. But some of my rocks are very, my crystals, are very much valuable. But it's just the perspective of people that live in that mindset. It's like you are only geared towards one way of thinking. And you have to elevate, you have to grow, you have to take a risk, you have to take a chance to do something different. You have to. I don't know where I was going with that. I'm blanking, but I guess it's a good place to stop. That's a nice little brain blast. That's one of I did not intend on making this video, but this is just a little bit of what's going on in my head. I just talked for an hour. It started off with motivational. I had one little message I was going to push out. It turned into this. If you watched this whole video, shout out to you. But you're crazy. But no, I really do appreciate y'all. For those of y'all that made it all the way to the end, thank you for listening to me ramble. Thank you for listening to me forgetting what I was talking about. Thank you for watching me drink my water and keeping me accountable. All the above and all the et ceteras. I do plan on making some videos today, but I'm going to relax for a little bit. To the next one.